Hey everyone, welcome to
evening.
Codes of the Unknown. He's Mothman, Top Cat, and Jamie. Sorry, Jamie. You have to get your own. You have to get your own nickname.
I feel a bit left out.
You can change it if you want. Yeah, it was going to be on Facebook, but as I found out about 2 minutes ago, we can't comment. We can't comment, and we can't see who's commenting what. Yeah.
So that's why we're here.
Yes. Yeah. Bear with me. So we've got Jamie, who is our latest member of our investigation team. I've known him about 10 years. I used to live, pretty much next door neighbour. Sorry, I'm just trying to do something on my phone.
I'll stop doing things on your phone.
I need to. If I don't do things on my phone, nothing will happen. Nothing happens anyway, it don't matter. So I've known Jamie for about 10 years. When we went out last week, he came out on the investigation with us. I keep forgetting where the camera is because I'm using my tablet. But Jamie's got quite a lot of story. Well, a lot of stories, a lot of encounters.
Encounters, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, ranging back from yeah. How old was you on your first one? Would you say?
About, I don't know, about 5, 6, something like that.
That's the age.
Right. And you're 20. You're 28 now.
Yeah, I'm 28 now. Yeah.
So it's been going on for like over 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, do you want to give a bit of background about yourself?
Yeah. Well, just an average guy, average dude. Don't think I'm like some witch wizardy person. It's just because like you get a lot of people, don't you? And they're like, I'm going to put a hex on you. I'm not like that, you know. I'm just like a normal dude.
There's a couple in there that will.
but yeah, that's it really. That's all I really got to say. Just average guy who just has weird stuff that's happened to, really.
Yeah.
Tell us about your first one then.
So basically, I was in bed. It was like a normal night, school night, I think it was, something like that. And literally, I just woke up and there was like a pig in my room. It was a massive pig compared to me at the time. I was only Diddy, and it was making like a screeching noise, and it was just looking directly at me. And I'm in bed, and I'm looking at the thing. Yeah, I literally I can't remember exactly what I did, but I know I literally shot a brick. You know. Yeah, I went screaming to the landing. I was calling for my mum, and I jumped from the top of the stairs to the. I didn't use the sit. I literally jumped from the landing to the living room downstairs. And I didn't step foot back in that room in ages. I just couldn't settle in that room. Like, I'd always have weird things happen, like, you know, like a tape player back in the day. You know, it goes on the TV, VHS tape player, and like the tape eject and things like that. And I'd be like, oh, what the hell is that? You know, loads of things. I mean, it got really bad. It got to the point where, you know, one day my mum was having a go at me, and an ornament behind her just shattered. And that was when my mum realised, okay, there's something obviously in this house that's not right. Yeah. So she told the family about it. My auntie come around because she's like into all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah.
And then she went onto the landing, and when she started messing around with it, she actually got pushed down the stairs while something from the landing. So it was sort of like, oh, flipping hell, you know, something is actually it and going on. Got to the point, basically, in the end, where my mum had to go and get a priest to come round and like bless the house and like do his thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it weren't good. But years later, I found out the house was built on an old farm as well, so it all sort of like makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them where it was?
Yeah, it was in Newport Pagnell.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't pleasant. I'll never forget that.
It wasn't.
But,
and at that age as well, I mean, that's, you know, 4 or 5 is a bit young for that kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. I mean, I used to sleep with my parents a lot, I remember. And, you know, just stupid things like my dad, he'd like snore, and I'd think it's the pig. It used to set me up, trigger me off, like any sort of noise. And, oh, God, it's the pig. Like, you know.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it did sort of like settle down. But then I'd say it settled down till I was about the age of what, 10, 11 years old. And that's when stuff started happening again. And it was just like proper in your face that you couldn't really ignore it again. And it's like, you know, my mum had always told me my granddad, he messes around with spirits and ghosts and, you know, Ouija boards and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So my mum 9 times out of 10 would always go to him about stuff, and he'd advise her sort of what to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I always thought it was a real deal thing. I never ever for 1 second thought in my mind, oh, it can't be real. You know, I used to think, well, my granddad does it, so it's got to be real. You know what I mean? It was like 100% a real thing to me. So I didn't really think it was an abnormal thing. Like, I just thought it was completely normal. There's ghosts. That's it.
Yeah.
And there'd be points at time I noticed when I'm out and about with my friends when I was younger, I'd also get things like talking to me, like having a conversation about that person in my head. And it wasn't until years down the line where I sort of realised maybe it is, I'm tapping into something, or there's some sort of thing between my brain and the other person's brain. There's something going on, like you're reading something from somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
And, you know, like my friend, his grandparents, his granddad passed away. And straight, you know, I never met his granddad, and I described everything about his granddad, where he was sitting, the objects around him, what he was watching on TV, and I freaked my friend out. I felt really bad, but I had to do it for myself because I was thinking, like, I need to start testing these things out.
And plus the fact you've got to, I think when you're given something like that, you've got to get it out. You've got to say it. It's obviously meant to be said.
Yeah, definitely. There's a reason why you're picking it up. There's definitely something there, yeah, definitely. But like I said, I've gone from being 100% a believer to I'm in and I'm out. I'm not 100%. Yes, there's ghosts. There's this other world. There's, you know, this spirit realm. And to I've looked at you know, like mentalism, mind tricks, and tricks of the mind and stuff like that as well, because, you know, from experience, like when you look into the stuff, it's all very similar. So like with me, because I've tapped into people and I've had weird things happen anyway, there's sort of this pattern that I've distinguished from these books and from these things you can read to do with mentalism and the whole ghosty thing, which I think is kind of interesting. So like, you know, fear is one of them. If you're going to be scared of it, fear's one of them. You want to pump into someone. So like a scary story to do with like a house that you're going to or something like that. And you know, things always happen. You know, it's just like a norm thing. And I've tried it with a friend before, and you know, something weird happened. So I basically said to my friend one time, loads of ghostly stuff's going on in my room. It's getting really, really bad again. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I just exaggerated this little story. He went home. I didn't see him for a good 2-3 weeks. He come back round, and he walked into my room. I'd forgotten all about it. I forgot I even done what I did. He sat down in my room, and this dictionary off my bookshelf just went flying into the wall, and then just fell down to the floor. And I was looking at him, and he just looked around and went, "That's that ghost." And I was like, "Oh God!" Like, there was nothing going on at the time, and I was thinking, "Well, that is a bit creepy. Like, what happened there?" Like, just things like that. I do think, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I don't know what to believe anymore. But I have seen stuff. But then is it like through some sort of imagination, your subconscious? Is it something? I don't know. No idea.
I don't know. It sounds like you're very psychic to me. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I've had loads of people say that as well. I have, but it's hard to believe it at the same time. Like, I don't know. It's a weird one because my granddad can do it. I don't know. Like, you look at how he does it. For instance, he's told me his techniques of how he would contact the dead or help someone out with something going on in the house. And basically, what he tells me is he lays back in like an armchair, pretty much shuts his eyes and just relaxes. And you almost go into this like trancey state thing if you keep trying.
Trance mediumship, yeah.
And basically you'll end up in that house or whatever, walking around that house type thing, and you know, like you see in the films type thing. And then you can see what's about type thing. But then at the same time as him saying that is almost like a mentalist thing at the same time. That's something that you'd find in a book, a skill, and you can do exactly the same thing. So it's like it's labelled completely different to do with ghosts, and then you've got it on the other side, or mentalism, to do with like tricks, basically. Which
to me, To me, I think that's more like remote viewing. If you can take yourself out of you and go off wandering somewhere else, that's like remote viewing.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of like these special secret service people
out of body experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're conscious. You're like, well, you're not. You're sort of conscious.
Yeah, but we spoke about this a few months back. You can actually do an online course for remote viewing, and it's part of an FBI course.
I'd love to be able to do it.
You can get it for $19 instead of 200 and something.
Yeah.
And I just not got around to doing it.
Interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do that.
I mean, what's your point of view on things like different type of like ghosts? You know what I mean? Like, you know, some people see like shadowy things in their home. Some people see like a foggy thing, ball of light, orbs. You know, there's all these different things that people see. I mean, what's your viewpoint on all that?
Me or Deborah?
Both. Top Cat or Mothman.
Well, I've seen full body apparitions. I've seen shadow people. I've seen translucent figures, noises. I've seen like just like the head, shoulders going down, but no feet. Like foggy, misty type. And then I've just heard noises like banging on doors. And as he was banging on the door, because it was going on for so long, I've gone to grab the door. As they've hit the door like that, as it's hit the door, I've pulled the door open. So whoever was there, no way of getting away unless it was Mr. Tickle. I've opened the door. Yeah, no one there. No one. Same as you. I touched the top step and didn't put my feet down till it was on the hallway.
Yeah.
I was about 9 or 10. It was at my auntie's house in Salford, the Salford Rugby Ground. Yeah, a few things have happened there.
Yeah, it was a pretty spooky house, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the one next to where Jamie lived, are you still living there?
No, I'm. Well, stuff has happened in this house as well, in Greenleys, yeah.
Yeah, so the one in Milton Keynes,
yeah.
I live in the same street. That's where a lot of the stuff that I experienced happened there. That's where I was in the back garden when I seen the prehistoric bird fly over, when I seen the UFOs, and it felt like they were observing me. Shadow people, full body apparitions, growling outside the bedroom window, just scratching in the walls, all sorts. So,
yeah, that's interesting.
I'm pretty much the same. I mean, I've seen a cryptid, I've seen UFOs, I've seen full body apparitions, I've had feelings like somebody's been sat on the bed, all sorts of stuff, and I just think, I don't know. I just think it all ties in. It's all unknown, and I think a lot of it's to do with your mood, whatever mood you're in at the time. If you're not conscious of yourself, if you're quite open, I think a lot of things can happen then.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just take it as it happens.
I also think as well, if there's a lot of negativity, a lot of negative energy, that draws more than when it's positive.
Well, that draws more negative, I think, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
if you're in a shitty mood.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's a lot of like, I've heard it a few times. To say whatever's going on in your life and it's not going good, it's pretty crap and all that, and it's been going on for weeks and months, that draws entities towards you, so that you have more chance of seeing something than you would if you're in a good mood and smiling and laughing and joking about all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you there, So, Jamie, what's been the most frightening one?
Most frightening one, I'd say when I was about 13, 14 years old. Moved house when I was about 12, so moved from Newport to Greenleys, and I had my room decorated and new furniture and things like that in the room. And we had stuff I can't remember exactly how it started. I mean, roughly, I remember we was watching, me and my mum, we used to watch, that Most Haunted program on the TV. We used to watch that quite a lot together. And one evening I took the mic and I went, "Is anybody there?" And I stood up and I kicked the sofa. And as I did that, my sister, who was only young, like all of her little kiddie toys that are near the TV, they all like moved and juddered. And then my mum just looked around like, "What the, what's that?" And it was like, ever since then, it was like, things just seem to just get worse and worse and worse, like in the house, and like for me, especially. So like the worst one for me, I was in bed, I woke up and I was staring directly at like my wardrobe, and I'm laying on my side, I was looking at the wardrobe, and the doors, I wasn't sure really what was happening at first, but the doors were like opening and closing like bit by bit by bit by bit, but it was going like quite quick, right? And then it sort of went from me not really paying attention to just being really, really alert. And these doors were just slamming all of a sudden, just and I literally couldn't move. Yeah, I was just looking at these doors opening and closing, and I couldn't move. I literally wet my bed, everything. It was horrible. And eventually, when I could move, I jumped out of it, and I literally jumped on top of my mum and dad. Like, I ain't going back in that flipping room. It's like when I was a little kid with a pig thing all over again. Yeah. It's like, mate, there's something in that bloody room. Like, I'm not going in there. Like, that wardrobe is haunted, or something is not right in that room. Got my granddad out, and he basically said, yeah, near the wardrobe, he reckoned there's like a portal, a doorway, or something like that. He said there's nothing there at the moment when he was doing what he was doing, but he said there is some sort of doorway there. And I was like, right, okay, I'm not going mad, as I thought. You don't know what's going on, do you?
Well, no, you don't know.
And so, I mean, I'd come in from playing with my friends when I was younger, and my mum would be by herself, my stepdad at work, and, my sister, wherever, as well, out and about. And, my mum would be like, oh, them doors are making, like bangs and stuff like that upstairs. And you'd be like, oh, God. And you could literally hear every now and again the wardrobe door banging, like you could hear it opening, banging. You could hear the bedroom door like opening, closing, like the squeakiness, the clickiness when they close. But honestly, it's sort of like you still have to be skeptical, otherwise you can't process what is real or a mind trick. Yeah, that's it. I believe that. That's why I've come out of being 100%. Yeah, it's all ghost, it's all this, it's all that. And I've come out of it, and it's sort of like, I don't know. Like, I've seen stuff, I've lived through stuff. I've got a granddad who's like, I don't know, a wizard or whatever. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what do you believe?
I love that word.
Gandalf.
Yeah, you know what I mean? On his magic
Granddad Alf.
What was the most interesting one?
The interesting one, it's not actually really a ghostly thing. The most interesting one was my friend, actually. I had like a break from seeing like this friend. We sort of went separate ways for a while. And one day he just come and gave me a knock, and he said, "Jamie, I think I'm going mad in the head, mate." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Mate, I think I need help." He's like, "Can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Right, okay." And he started telling me about all these things, like he's having these dreams. Of like, being like almost abducted like by aliens type thing, right? And I'm thinking, the first thing I said, "Are you doing drugs?" That's the first thing I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, 'cause I didn't believe him 100%. I was trying not to laugh. I couldn't take him seriously, right? And he's like, no, nothing like that, like 100%. Like, Jamie, you feel granddad could be the reason. Possibly.
It could be inherited through the males in the family.
Yeah,
could be anything. I mean, my mum doesn't. She's never really had it, but then like I've got it. My cousin's got it. A few of my cousins have got it. So it's like we all go through the similar sort of stuff. I
bet it's generational.
Do you all have the same granddad?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird because like one of my closest cousins, Peter, which I want to do a little video between me and him to get our sort of encounters. Basically, if I have something that happens here, more so nowadays, which I do, I still get little things. But if I get some sort of gut feeling, a light flicker, or something going on here, TV switches, on and off, stuff like that, first thing I do is I ring my cousin, and I'll just automatically say to him, right, what's the matter, mate? Because you know, TV switching on and off, mate. You know, what's the matter? Like, how did you know? I told you you know, whatever's going on, it wants me to contact you, innit? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just become normal now. Like, there's always something that almost like lets me know. But again, God knows what it is.
Right. So going back to your mate.
Yeah, my mate. Pretty much. Yeah, he's telling me all these. I couldn't take him seriously. He is like the biggest skeptical person you'll ever meet. Yeah, I used to, when I was younger, tell him about all these things going on when I was a kid. Ghosts ain't real. Grow up. You know, like one of them type thing, and you'd be like, "Fuck her." You know? You wouldn't know really what to think, right? But I didn't expect him to go on about all this alien stuff. Ruled out the drug side of it. He reckoned he weren't doing drugs, stuff like that, or anything that could, you know, make him hallucinate or whatever.
Yeah.
He was in a state, let's put it that way. He was in a bad way. I basically said to him, look, you know, if this is really happening, you know, like with the whole UFO thing. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed a bit of the story out. Basically, he reckoned he'd stand there in his back garden and he'd see these lights flying around in the sky and all this sort of stuff.
Lad, is this the lad that I know?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I don't want to say his name, but the one on the bike. Yeah,
that's the one. So he'd stand there and he'd like look up at the sky and he'd like see things like moving about and stuff like that, right? I was like, all right, so you know, if that really happens, let's do it then. Tomorrow when I finish work, you know, we'll go wherever, your back garden, wherever, and we'll stand there and wait for it to happen or whatever. So there was a few of us. Basically went to a Redway, you know, was just chilling. Didn't expect anything to happen, if I'm honest with you. And then my mate is just there, just literally like worshiping. Mate, he was like freaky, yeah. And all of a sudden, my mate's like, "Look, come here, look." And we all looked up, and there was like these little white lights, and there was all just like there was about, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them, and they're all like zigzagging in and out of one another. Like it was just a crazy sort of thing that was going on. And I thought, yeah, that is weird. Like, what actually is that? Because that ain't no aeroplane, that ain't, you know, a helicopter. I don't know what the hell that is. And he goes, "This is exactly the thing we're going on about." And I was like, right, okay. It's interesting, you know. I still was a bit like, you know, is it coincidence? I didn't really know. So I said to him, all right, you know, if this happens all the time, all right, we'll do it again tomorrow and see if it happens again. So we did. We met the day after, and it happened again. It literally exactly the same lights, the same thing going on, slightly different area. Went to a different place to see it happen, and it happened again. Now this guy that told me this years and years ago. It's almost like he's put it to one side of his brain and he just don't want to go on about it. He's almost changed the story in his head. And I brought it up to him not that long ago, actually, and I said to him about it. And he goes, "Oh, yeah. Oh, that was when I had real low blood sugar and all this." And like, I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah, you can see things like white things and that, like speckledy things in front of you. And I said, but Adam,
trying to make excuses for it.
Yeah, and I was like, mate, but me and other people would see it with you. So what, do we see what you see then? And it's like, oh yeah. That's what he literally said. Oh yeah. And then just change the conversation, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've all got low blood sugar.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it was.
Group low blood sugar.
Diabetes day out.
That's it, mate. That's it. Sat in the air, mate, that evening. That's it.
Yeah. Jeez.
But that was the most for me because it was out of my norm.
Fascinating.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's like, wow, like, you know, like is there like some fingers in the sky and that, you know? It's just like, oh. But whenever I tried doing it, mate, I could never get anything to happen. It's just my friend that went 2 times and it happened like on point.
Yeah, no, it's like some people are more open to stuff.
Yeah.
Because the main things that I have seen are either UFOs or entities. As you know, I don't like using the word ghost because I don't believe ghosts are what people think ghosts are. But they're the main 2 things that I've seen. I've seen obviously other stuff as well, nerd stuff. But forgot where I was going with that. Completely gone.
Train of thought.
Not usual. It's had a mind blank.
I have. It's just totally gone.
It's them ghosts there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like I said, it's ghosts and UFOs, and I just thought that's it. There's nothing else. And because I was seeing all that from being like 4 years old, obviously there's big gaps, like 12, 15 years before anything else happened. I just thought there's all different things, but I do believe that everything that we see is some way connected.
Yeah.
There's a connection somewhere. What it is, I don't know. But I'll change my name next week. It won't be related. It'll be something totally different.
Yeah.
I'll be back to believing in portals and reincarnation and all that.
See, I believe in portals. I think there's
I don't.
Not for everything.
No.
But I think they are. Did you? I don't suppose you will have watched it. Last night on one of the channels, Jack Osborne's. It's a new programme. You know, Jack Osborne's into all that. Yeah, Portals to Hell.
Oh no, he's got another one. There's one on Discovery Plus.
Right.
And give me a minute, I'll tell you what it's called.
Well, this one was Portals to Hell, and they'd gone to a disused fairground somewhere in America.
Right. Right. Okay.
And they reckon that they didn't prove it, but the bloke reckoned that he reckoned there was a portal there.
Yeah.
But it was quite a creepy place. Apparently, a kid had been killed. You know them things that swing out? You sit on a swing and it swings round.
Yeah.
Well, apparently a van was backing up and hit this kid on a swing and killed her outright.
Yeah, right.
So her ghost was haunting stuff, and she was making I can't remember what it was that he had on the floor. It wasn't a ghost box. It was something that made a noise and lit up. And he said, if you keep doing that, I'll leave you another gift. So they left her a slinky and whatever, because she kept making this thing do it.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah,
no, this other one's called Fright Club. So it's Jack Osborne and his three brothers. It's based in America. Right. You remember Fact or Fate?
Yep.
It's very similar to that. He did another one a few years ago called Haunted Highway.
Yeah, I watched that.
He only did one season because that's when he found out he had was it MS? MS. Yeah, so he had to stop doing it. That was really good.
Yeah.
But it's on Discovery Plus. It's just called Fright Club.
Right. I'll check that out.
I
like Jack Osborne. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, because he's really big into all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I watched the one where he's trying to convince Sharon and Ozzy about all these things like UFOs.
When they did the reality TV show.
And they're all sat on the sofa, he's going, nah. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Oh.
What's going on?
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
You're all right.
I'm just refreshing the screen.
Right. Yeah. So, do you want to tell us any more, or should we get some questions?
Get some questions for now, I suppose. Yeah.
Right. So, if you want to ask any questions, can you put it in bold in capitals, please?
Although
Even though I've got my glasses on, still can't see it.
Yeah, blind as a bat.
I was going to say, so our next investigation is not going to be next week because Mark's not here. He's back up north, isn't he? But there might be something else going on, but we need to get in touch with him to find out about that. You know what I'm on about, don't you, Deb?
I know what you're on about.
You do?
I do know what you're on about.
All right, yeah. Right, but I'll leave it at that because I don't want to say anything in case it doesn't.
Pan out.
Perspire, whatever. Yeah. So our next one, I said the voting's going to end at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm going to start ending the voting when we come on and do the live stream.
On the Friday.
The majority vote is Bo Bricklewoods.
Yes.
Which isn't that far where we was last Friday. It's between. It's just the other side of Milton Keynes. It's near Woburn, up towards Woburn Sands.
Woburn Safari Park.
Around that way. Not as close to that. We was right next to that last week.
Yeah.
Literally like 2-minute drive away. So yeah,
never
it's going to be
any grunting or roaring.
No. I was tired.
Or howling. Yeah. There was the odd burp here and there, but
Yeah.
I don't think that was the animals.
Definitely not. Yeah, so we're going to go to the woods. There is a lot of stuff that's happened there. They found bodies, they found bones. There's been UFO sightings, orbs, ghosts. There's been sacrifices done up there. They found evidence of it.
Yeah.
Strange-looking animals. There's all sorts going on around that area.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
But Johnny's just put on. He's on the production team with Most Haunted. He's telling me this a week. When we went to Blackpool to do a live show, nothing happened. So they got him. They did off the but they got him to go off camera and make noises and do stuff.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing happening. So we could have done that last Friday.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
But what's the point? What's
there
the
ain't any point.
You don't get anything. It's like fishing.
Then, even if you don't do it, and you capture something real, people still think that that's happening anyway. A lot of the time, like even I do. You can see something; it could be so convincing. You could break it down, even like they couldn't have even edited that, and you're still like, "Nah, there's got to be some way though that they've done it." You know what I mean? There's got to be something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apart from Benchman.
Yeah. Oh, that still speaks me out.
Bench because it creeps you out.
Benchman. So the demon that I spoke to at Kingsford Cemetery.
Oh, okay.
I still
Mr. Flameface.
I still keep looking at the stills in the video, and I just keep going through it in my head. And then the week after, when me and Matt reenacted it, the same equipment, roughly the same time, same light.
Yep.
Nothing, not even close.
No.
That's got to be. That's my most fascinating one.
Yeah.
And probably at the time it wasn't scary. Now, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought up to now the scariest one was the creepiest thing was when I was at that party and everyone had gone home and staying at in-laws' house, and you could hear kids running around laughing at 4 o'clock in the morning outside on the main road.
Me out.
Yeah, they weren't there. The house used to be used as a stop-off point before the bodies were buried down at the cemetery. That was back in Manchester. So that was creepy. I didn't like that. That's probably the freakiest one. But the most interesting was Tango Man.
Yeah, Tango Man.
Got to have been next taking.
The flame grilled whopper.
Yeah. Dutch pancake. He was Dutch, by the way. Not just randomly making stuff up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was the weirdest one. I won't say no, it's not the most fascinating. That was the weirdest one. I haven't got any explanation for that.
There is no explanation for it.
No. She probably does now when she reads this.
What? Yeah. I know. I could see it.
See, I can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
Oh, where's my hand?
And I can't see
there.
But that's the one from last time, and that looks like a reflection of your lamp. It looks like a reflection of the lamp because of the way. No, the floor lamp.
I haven't got the floor lamp on.
No,
right. Hang on. No.
So if you put that on.
I moved it out of the way. It's not.
Now put it back. It'll be in the same position, I reckon. No, maybe not.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's a reflection of something.
There's nothing to reflect. Obviously. This is what I can't understand.
Have you got another window that the door can reflect from? Or a unit, a cabinet with glass in it?
No. I ain't got any glass cabinets. That's just dark in there.
Yeah. Is it not
I've got a nightlight. I've got a nightlight in the kitchen. No, because it don't move when I move.
Right.
I've got a nightlight in the kitchen, but that doesn't even come on. That only comes on when I walk through because Bob's too small to set it off.
Right. Not Gary sat on the stairs with his sausage pancakes, is it?
He never got to do that. I was disappointed in that.
Did he not?
That would be worth watching.
Oh.
It was due home from work late, and I said to him, "You've no need to think you're coming in here and eating your tea because I'm going to be on a live stream." Says he went, "I'll sit upstairs and eat my tea then."
I just proper tickled me. It's funny.
I just don't know how he'd have done it because our stairs turn at bottom, so how the hell he would have been able to sit there and eat? I've no idea. Oh, dear.
He's not a contortionist, is he? By any chance?
I don't know what he does in his spare time. Oh, but he's working late.
Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Practicing being a contortionist.
Whilst eating his dinner. Oh God, my head hurts now. Yeah, so it's going to be at Bowbrick Hill, the woods. We want to try and get there early so that we can start, so we can have a look round first before we go live.
Yeah. How big are the woods?
About 2 square miles.
Right. Decent size then.
So quite deep, and it's up on a mound. I was talking to Richard about it yesterday. Excuse me. Talking to Richard about it yesterday, and you got Woburn at the bottom, the Milton Keynes, and then it goes round Bletchley and all that. And you got the A5 running at the back.
Right.
There's a train line that goes through it, but it goes right up onto a mound and then back down. Then you've got Woburn Golf Course, and there's a lot of pine trees in there and redwood, loads of redwood.
Yeah. Is there a river or a stream?
I think the River Ouse goes around that way, doesn't it, Jamie?
Mm.
I don't really know, to be fair.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm sure it does. But there has been, I think there's been a Mothman sighting in that area.
Right.
From what I can remember.
Well, there will be when you get there.
Me. With my owl suit on.
Yeah.
I'm sure there has been. I think it's the 90s or early 2000s. Dogman will be there. You all right?
I've got vision of you in an owl suit now.
Room down like that. Yeah, so I think if we get in there, have a look round so we know where we're going.
Yeah.
We definitely need to stay in teams of 2.
Yeah.
And definitely need to take the radios.
Definitely.
So that's where we're going to be going. But that's going to be probably 2 weeks 2 weeks today. Stop it, I'll have to mute you.
I'll mute myself in a minute.
That'll be 2 weeks today. Right, so I'll try and get there earlier. Quick question for everyone that's watching. Is 9 o'clock on a Friday too late? Yes. Becky's just going in the bedroom. It's Becky. She's going in the bedroom. Yes, as I said it. Even though she was there, I thought she'd gone.
Yeah, she says she's watched Corrie now. She wants to go to bed.
She's at work tomorrow. So, do you think 9 o'clock on a Friday is too late? Because if it goes on for 2 hours, you're talking 11 o'clock. Which it's not me complaining. Checking she's gone before I get a slap round the back of the head.
Before you start gobbling off.
Yeah. Being brave I've got an audience, so that won't help me.
Well, either 8 or 9, which doesn't matter to me.
Yours put yes. So is that yes? It's a good time.
No, it's a good time, yes.
Oh, yes, it's too late. Please, can we stop drinking on a Friday night?
I'm not even drinking.
Oh, I've only had one bottle. Feels
I'm
like
just
I've had
near
about
hysterical
10.
about you. Also,
I've got my plague doctor mask. I might put that on.
that'll be lovely, yeah. That's freaky. Hey, Nelly. Oops.
Hello, Nelly. Oh, you've not missed much.
No.
Just me
She's hysteric.
chatting about my fancy dress for 2 weeks' time. That's right,
Hopping
Jamie's got
about
to
in
wear
the-
one.
Hopping about in the woods, yeah.
Oh,
Big little-
right. So I was chatting to Kev, who's in the chat, Kev
Yeah.
Lowe. He lives near, he just reminded me, he said about Hopping Woods. He lives up near in Aviston, just off the A5.
Right.
And he said there's a lot of stuff going on around there. It is up near Lichfield, not too far from Cannock Chase.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kev.
Hang on.
Did you say it's Hopping Woods or
Hopwas?
Hopwood? Can't speak.
That's where.
What she said.
That is where there was a bloke who saw Dogman, and he was that terrified. He actually moved up to Esholt, which is not far from me, and that's when Deborah and Mark and Mick and Caroline came up, and we went up to Esholt Woods because he'd moved to Esholt and it had followed him there. He'd seen it in the woods there as well.
Right. Ooh.
So that's where we went looking up there.
Right.
So it's Hopwas Woods. It's Hopwas.
It might have been that. He's got a strange accent, so I don't always understand what he's saying.
Yeah, we'll blame Kev.
Yeah. But no, he's proper into like his UFOs and all that kind of stuff. So told him to come on and have a listen and see what we talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I got left out then for a minute.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Can block people,
weren't in the gang.
You ought to go to the long. Oh. Alton Barnes in Wiltshire.
Oh,
yes.
Crop circles.
No. Johnny was saying about this the other week. Oh,
yeah.
Jamie, what are your thoughts on crop circles?
I don't know. Open-minded, but I don't know.
Have you ever seen one?
Not in person, just obviously, you know, the old Google, you know, and you look around the net and stuff like that, you know, things like that. Yeah, no, I've never seen one in person.
No,
so
I am.
I couldn't really go there, pick it apart myself and go, you know. But
I seen one. I was driving back from Devon. I was on the motorway, so I couldn't stop anyway.
Yeah.
But this crop circle was, how big's an average sized field?
About a square mile, square mile, something average.
It was probably about a quarter of the size of this field, from what I could see. Because the motorway, at the beginning, the motorway was higher than the field, but as you go in, it got lower, so the field was higher, so I couldn't see all of it.
Yeah.
But you could definitely tell it was a crop circle.
I think it's half and half. I think the more intricate ones are done by something else, but obviously the more
people have admitted. Well, I was chatting with Kev about this. He said, like, they're saying it's they've got a bit of string and a plank of wood.
Yeah.
And they go around doing it. Right, yeah, it's well saying that. But if it's not your field, you're going to get caught doing that.
Well,
someone's going to see you.
Destroying crops, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't going to take you 5 minutes. It's going to take you about 5 hours.
There was a spate of fake ones, Nelly, yeah.
Yeah. But
there is blokes with planks and rope.
Yeah, there is videos of people, not people, there's videos of them making the crop circles, and some guy filmed it using a night vision camera with an IR lens, and you can see it's 2 orbs, and they're just going round it that fast.
Whizzing round, yeah.
Slowed it down so you can actually see them. So there's flying around probably as fast as a swift or a swallow or something.
Yeah.
And there's making, and they slowed it down. They could see it was going down and all that.
And the video's completely disappeared now.
Yep.
Because I saved it and it's gone.
That was only last year.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
When I seen that video. So I've not really been into crop circles.
No, I think I can
It's not
admire
been-
them. I think it's not
Sorry,
an
go
interest
on.
of mine, but I think I can admire them. I mean, they are, some of them are so intricate. It's like,
Oh,
and how could you do that? If you're just two blokes with a plank of wood, how the hell could you do that?
yeah.
You know, like, you wouldn't, because you're in it. It's like when who is it?
You'd have to look at an aerial view to see what you're doing,
Yeah, you would, yeah.
unless
Who
you
was
had.
that bloke? Who was that bloke that used to be on a heart
Blueprint.
attack and he used to do all that stuff on the floor
Oh,
and it formed a
Banksy.
picture from Banksy.
They reckon he's Banksy, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thingy Buchanan.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name.
Andy, not Andy. Yeah, I know who you mean. Neil
Buchanan, yeah.
Yeah.
They reckon he's
Didn't know
Banksy as well.
And he's clever. Give him that.
Yeah.
I used to love that programme. But yeah,
Yeah,
he used to be able to, he could watch what he was doing from above, so he knew what he was doing. But our two blokes with two planks and some rope going to do that?
Exactly. I'd end up knocking my foot off or something. Tying myself up.
Tripping over your own plank.
Then getting harvest the next day.
Yeah. Drones didn't exist then, Joe. Drones are like Mac, a modern thing.
Yeah, drones are only, what, 10, 15 years?
Less than that,
when he did that, he used to use an overhead camera and then a monitor so we could see what he was doing.
Yeah.
So there's no way of doing it, I don't think.
Not back when these crop circles were being formed, and especially the plank blokes. Or should we call them the plank?
Yeah, the plankers. Doug and Dave.
Doug and Dave.
That's what they're called. That's what Johnny's just said. So there weren't many, or none that I know of, that were in the northern part of the UK. There's all like Surrey, Wiltshire.
Yeah, a lot in Wiltshire.
Salisbury, all around that area.
Yeah.
Down like Dorset and Devon and Cornwall. Yeah, it would be a workout. I won't be doing it.
Yeah.
If I start sweating, that's it. I get bored of just getting the wood and a bit of string. Yeah, smacking him on the head.
Yeah, walk on it twice and then go, no,
hurry up, Doug. Come on, Doug. Get doing it. Oh, that's funny.
Leyline Heaven as well, yeah. Johnny's just said Leyline Heaven.
I was going to say, there's a lot of ley lines down there.
Yeah. Well, Mick McLaren's tracking a ley line from west coast to east coast.
Oh, was it?
Apparently, there's a massive ley line that runs straight across the country. Yeah.
Right. I know there's a couple down near Newport Pagnell.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where they are. It's near where I had that sighting as well. But it's just something, I don't know. Going back to crop circles, I don't know.
Going back to crop circles, he's no idea.
I've not got the faintest. Yeah, some are man-made, some aren't. But
yeah, I think it's
what are these orbs? Are these orbs UFOs? Are these orbs energies that transform, shape-shift into human-like, or creatures, or dogmen, or greys, or devil dogs? What do these orbs transform into?
You just don't know.
The orb is just a ball of energy. And then does it change into something you recognise? Or does it stay an orb because it hasn't got enough energy to manifest into a full-bodied shape?
Or does it change into something that it knows would petrify you?
Yeah. So it picks up on your emotion of that time, I think. So if you're feeling scared, it's going to do something to scare the crap out of you.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling scared, it's going to transform into something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
For want of a better reference.
Yeah. Like fairies or whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
He's going to sort his domestic, what is it out now? So did you say you'd seen UFOs as well?
With my friend, yeah, that time. I was saying it's UFOs, you know, he the only reason I think it is like UFO is because he's going about the dreams, and obviously it's in the sky and stuff like that. Put it all together, and then you look it up on the internet, and there's people that have had similar sort of things, like when you actually look into it, like, you know, dreams of like being abducted and stuff like that. And it's sort of like, okay, that is a bit creepy, you know.
Yeah.
I've had dreams of being abducted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when I did the interviews with Debs on BBR,
yeah,
I kept dreaming like these same people. So there's about 6, 7 foot tall in blue, all in one, like boiler suit, but it's like a royal blue, not navy blue.
Yeah.
Is that when you used to call out in your sleep?
Yeah. Becky just said, is that when you used to call out in my sleep? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
It was. And I'd just be walking down the street in my dream, not in real life. And it'd always be in a certain part of Manchester near where Deb had one of her experiences when she felt that energy go through her. There's a place called Queen's Park Motors, and it's Higher Broughton. And it would always be on this bit of road. And I'd be seeing all these like UFOs in the sky and that, and there'd be like a bit of a Star Wars going on. And there'd be this bloke, and he'd always say to me, what you're doing here, you're not supposed to be able to see any of this. And then I'd get scared, and I'd start, do you know when you're trying to run away and you can't run?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was one of them. But it just kept up. It wasn't the same thing. I'd have another dream of something like in a similar area, and then this bloke would turn up. I'd be like watching all these ships and UFOs and all different like things in the sky, and then this bloke would just pop out from like comes out of a house down the path or walks from round the corner from a different street. And then one of the last ones, I was in a shop, and there's like 4 or 5 of these guys in these boiler suits, about 7 foot tall, and they're walking up and down the aisle, but they weren't walking, there's like gliding.
Right.
But this is the weirdest thing. Right? So this was about, I'd say 3 months ago, and I was on the phone to Alan, and I was driving past the hangars at Bedford near Dead Man's Cross.
Yeah.
And as I'm driving down, there's a guy walking down. He had the same long grey hair, the beard, and he had this blue boiler suit on, and it was about 3-4 inches, the bottom of it, from his feet, and he was just so out of place from everyone else that was walking past. But it was one of the guys that was out of the dream. Yeah, but he was just walking down. He wasn't looking around or anything. Other people like chatting on the phones or with people. He was just walking down dead straight, not looking, didn't look left or right, didn't even look at me as I passed him.
Right.
And just nothing there. And then when I tried checking on the footage of the camera that I had in the van, couldn't see it. It didn't record that bit of footage.
That's weird.
And that happened, what we know, May.
Yeah.
So that was about February. Yeah, I'd say it was February. And that guy was the guy at the dream. I've never told anyone that until now because I didn't know where I was going to put it. But it's just like, you know, like, tell you look like Mick Fleetwood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was that. But I swear to God, and this guy walking down the street was 7 foot tall. He was massive because he's walking past the other people on the road, and he was like giant compared to everyone else.
Right.
Nelly's put, do you think you have ever been observed? Yes, 100%. When I used to live next door to Jamie, sorry, I just dropped some on the wall. I was in the back garden. I was on holiday. I was on holiday from work, so I got in the back garden. It was summer, and you know the back garden there, Jamie. You got the trees and then the A5.
Yeah.
So where you got the tree line and you look down, you actually, in fact, this has just made me realise now, is you look down the A5 and you can see to the furthest point, that is roughly Bowbrickle, isn't it?
I don't really
Like
know.
down past Pink. Do you know where Pink's is?
Pink Punt, yeah, Pink Punt is.
Yeah. So you're looking down the A5 all the way down. That's roughly as far as you could see, skywise.
Right.
Right, yeah.
And that's where I seen that ball in the sky. I was watching it for like 3-4 minutes. Anyway, I came in the next day, went out same time, having a cup of coffee or tea in the garden because it was nice. Looked up, seen it again. But as I was staring at it, I got the most uncomfortable feeling that it was watching me.
Right.
So even though it was miles away, and there's hundreds of thousands of other people about, I just got the most uncomfortable feeling that it was watching what I was doing. It knew that I'd seen it, so then it was watching me to see what I was doing.
Observing,
and
yeah.
they came back in. I didn't go back outside for about a week.
No.
Didn't go in the back garden. Because I thought the next time I go out, I might not come back.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to take that chance.
You just don't know, do you?
You're like, say you go outside your house and there's like a couple of dodgy people hanging about. And imagine them just staring at you.
Yeah,
and there's nobody else around. Yeah, you'd go straight back in your house. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I'll tell you a weird thing that's been happening to me lately. I meant to mention it, I keep forgetting. When when you start to wake up and you become aware of like birds singing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just for a split second, I get like a smell, and it makes me panic, and I think, oh Christ, I know what's going to happen, and I have to wake myself up. And this smell, I know what it is when I smell it, and as soon as I smell it, it puts the fear of God into me. And the only way I can describe it is like chemically, electrically weird. It's just like a weird smell.
A metal smell.
No, it's more chemical. But as soon as I smell it, as I'm coming awake, and when I say I smell it, it's absolutely filling my head. Is this whatever it is? This smell, and as soon as I smell it, I panic and I think, "Oh Christ, no! This isn't going to happen!" And I wake myself up, and I've no idea why.
Could it not be a chemical that your brain's releasing as you're waking up?
I don't know. If it is, it's really, really strong. It's like overwhelming, and that's what fills me with fear. I think because it's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's being puffed at me, just as I'm waking up. But it's a horrible smell, and it's just terror-inducing. The smell is just. I know it's linked to something, but I can't for the life of me think what it is. And like I say, I know what the smell is. As soon as I smell it, I know what it is. But when I've woken myself up, I have no idea what it is.
Right.
It's
Have you ever smelled it before?
No, it's only been happening in the last, I'd say 5 months. Not every day.
Yeah,
maybe
but
once.
have you smelled this smell while you've been out and about, or
no?
Do you only smell it as you're waking up?
Yep. And like I say, it just produces this absolute terror. In the split second I smell it, it produces this terror, and I think, no, this ain't happening, and I wake myself up. I've no idea. My mum, when she was alive, she spent about 5 or 6 years smelling sulphur really, really strongly in her flat.
Oh.
In the middle of the night, she'd wake up and she'd be able to smell it. And she'd gone hunting around the flat to see if there was like a gas leak or something that she could put it down to, but she never ever found out what it was. But she said it was just like like a match before you strike it.
Yeah.
Just like that. And that filled her with fear. She didn't like it because obviously sulphur's always linked to the devil, isn't it? Usually.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of Bigfoot sightings and wildmen and all that. There's a lot of sulphur-related smells. Tell you what I've had this week. Well, I remember.
Yeah.
So every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, when I wake up in the night, I wake up a couple of times, usually to go to the toilet. But every single day this week, I've woke up and it's been 04:04.
Yep.
I've woke up at other times, but when I've always woke up at bang on that time for the last 5 days.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? That happens. I've had that before.
Yeah. I don't know. Right. Nelly said, heard of that happening, Debs, by people that have had paranormal encounters.
Yeah.
Have you been on acid reflux when laying down?
I'm on tablets for that anyway. I don't get it anymore.
No, you're not. Omeprazole.
No, it's not. No, the other one, lansoprazole. No, it's not like Swarfiga either. Whatever that's relevant, I don't know, but it's not like Swarfiga.
All right.
It's
Did she's not been on for ages. Hello.
hello.
Sorry, laptop's decided to update and switch on. So I'm not
Is it
doing it from.
distracting you?
I've got everything. I've got my phone and my tablet balancing on it at the minute. It's only took 6 hours. It's all right.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
No. Well, 6 hours today.
Yeah.
In the last 3 days. Have you had anything like that, Jamie?
What's that, sorry?
Have you had anything like that?
What, waking up type thing?
Yeah.
No, not really. Not waking up and smelling something and getting scared. I've never had that before, to be fair.
Yeah. I don't recall waking up and smelling anything. Nothing unnormal, anyway.
Yeah. I've never done it. It just seems to be in this past 5 months. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say 5 or 6 months. And like I say, it's not even every week sometimes, but it's unnerving.
Yeah.
Because I can hear the birds singing as I'm sort of waking up. I can hear the birds singing. It's just that point before you open your eyes.
Right. God knows. I've no idea.
I haven't either.
Strange one.
It is. There's a lot of strange things in this world.
Yeah.
But I get that synchronicity thing a lot. Like I look at the clock and it's 11:11 or 10:10 or 12:12.
Yeah.
I get that an
it's
awful
weird
lot.
how 5 days it's been 04:04.
Yeah.
And I don't get up till 6:30.
Oh, Nelly, that's a good one. Have you ever woken up and the wall of your house isn't there and you can see the night sky or darkness? No.
No.
That'd be a bit unnerving as well.
Yeah. No, I've never done that.
No.
The only thing I have is, if I have, I've thought it's been the window.
Yeah. Quite a creepy one. I don't know if I'd like that.
No.
I'd panic.
Imagine that.
I'd be panicking, I think.
Like, where the hell's my house gone?
Yeah. How's that wall staying up?
Yeah.
What are my floors connected to?
See, I've had it. Oh, this is going to sound really stupid.
Why?
When I fell off a bridge years ago.
Okay.
Thanks.
Is that the stupid bit?
Well, no, yeah. Well, basically, yeah. So, it was in Bolton, and it's a place called Knob End, believe it or not.
Fair
Moses Gate Country Park. It was only like 15, 16, and there's a bridge going across the Crowell River.
Right.
I mean, there's some rocks on the other side. We used to call them red rocks because it was red. And we used to go climbing up them. Won't do it now. We'd die.
Yeah.
But we used
when you're kids, you don't die though.
Yeah, it's
You're
so
mortal.
on the safe. One of my mates broke his leg, but that was probably the worst thing that happened to any of us, other than me falling off this bridge.
Yeah.
So this bridge goes across, and it has a sewer pipe running under the middle. So it's quite a long bridge. So there's about 7 or 8 of us out and about, and we was waiting for a few of them. So there's me, a lad called Steve, and someone else. I can't remember who the other person was. So on the other side of the bridge from where we was, there's a path that goes up to where the houses and that are. So I'm waiting there, and there's a big concrete block with grid access for if the pipe gets blocked, the workmen can get inside it.
Yeah.
So I'm stood on that, and I'm holding on to the metal bar that runs alongside on the outside. So I'm chatting to my mate Steve. I step back, step back again, still chatting to Steve. Steve goes, right, and what's up? I look down, and I'm not stood on anything, but I haven't fallen. I'm just holding on, which I get in camera. I'm holding on like that, and I'm just floating. As soon as I look down, drop. I must have been stood there for about 5 seconds before I fell.
Like you broke the spell?
Yeah. I dropped about, so it was about 5-6 foot. It wasn't far, but it was full of rocks. So I fell onto all these broken rocks, and it rolled right down. And as I'm rolling down, I could feel my head smacking into them, my elbow, my back, everything.
Ow.
As I got near the bottom, I must have blacked out. Anyway, I come round. I was about 3 foot away from going into the river. Yeah. Your mate thought I was dead because I wasn't moving. And I got up, no cuts, no, all I'd done was split my trousers. A little tiny cut on my elbow, which I'd probably done climbing up these rocks earlier.
That's weird.
And I did split just under my zip bit. That was it.
That's odd.
Yeah, so like I said, I was stood like that, just holding on. And when my mate gasped, I looked down, and it wasn't straight away I looked down. It was when I looked down, then I realised there was nothing under my feet. And that's when he dropped.
That's really odd.
I was like, can you do it again? Like, no, we won't. You have a go. He goes, how did you do it? I don't know. I've not got a clue. Can we just go? I didn't want to hang about because nothing felt right.
Yeah.
I don't know. No idea what it was. I've never tried doing anything like it. I didn't try doing anything then. I just didn't realise what I'd actually done. Like I said, I was probably 15, 16. So I was either just before or just after I left school.
Yeah.
It was probably during school holidays. But
I wonder what would have happened if he hadn't pointed that out, though.
I know.
But you'd never have known about it, would you then?
No.
If you hadn't pointed it out, you wouldn't have known you weren't stood on anything.
No,
so
because
you
that's the thing. Because, like I said, I stepped back and then stepped back again, and it was fine until he said that, and then I looked down, and it was probably about a second after me looking down. So I must have been stood at least 5 seconds, I reckon.
That's odd. Did you feel like you were stood on something though?
Yeah,
well, obviously you did, yeah.
It felt completely solid underneath me.
That's weird. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
It's a strange one.
Keep forgetting about that one because I didn't relate it to anything.
Yeah.
I've not heard of anything else. It's like Johnny's put crack the Matrix, crap me back.
Yeah. Cracked his ass on rocks on way down.
Yeah, every bone of it. Didn't break anything. Didn't even break any skin.
That's odd.
And I'm talking these rocks were like your proper
big boulders.
Big. You couldn't pick it up, not even now.
No.
I'd say like 300-400 pound rocks easily, all of them. And there's some big long slabs what had been cut into like rectangles.
Right.
And between 4 of us, we could just lift it off the ground. One of them. And I was hitting these all the way down to the bottom and didn't go in the river. Your mate thought was dead.
That's weird.
I was floating and split my kicks.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was just no idea. Because I'd said to my mum, I've got a bump on my head there, and you can feel where the bone overlaps.
Yeah.
So I was saying to my mum about it years ago, and I said, "Oh, I might have done that then." She went, "No, you did that when you was 3 and you fell out your pram." Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't that then, was it?
Take that off there then.
Yeah, so that was the only thing that I could think that it could have been, but no, not even that.
That's
So,
very odd, Nelly.
which one?
She woke up after she's had that. She sleeps facing the wall and lives in the end house, but all I saw was darker than dark night sky. I know it was not a dream, and I couldn't move anything other than my eyes. Woke up next morning with fingertip-shaped bruises on my hand and wrist, which I would have had to use the same hand to get to the points where the bruises were. So obviously, if it was on a right hand, left hand, it would have had to have been done with a left hand.
Yeah.
That's just really odd.
Yeah. They've not had anything like that.
No.
Something like that.
No,
Sleep
no.
paralysis.
Yeah, I thought that. But then why would you wake up with bruises?
I don't know. You look into it, there's quite a few weird things of that, aren't there? Like in America, they call it the old hag. You know, they say like this woman sits on you. And then in Europe, it's like this beast thing sits on you, and they call it like a demon, and it differs, doesn't it? Really, like
because the one in the old hag, she do that pointing the finger, trying to poke it in your head or in your chest or something.
Yeah, it's your chest, I think, and it's pokes your chest.
Is it your chest?
I think.
Yeah.
Not too sure.
Anyone ever had or seen the Hat Man?
I've seen the Hat Man without a hat.
Have you? That's just the man.
Yeah. It was the man. Yes, that was the one that I apologised to when I opened the bathroom door and it was stood there. I went, "Oh, sorry," and shut the door.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that one now. So I've never seen the Hat Man. Like I said, when I started seeing these shadow people, I was praying, it's like, please don't be the Hat Man, please don't be the Hat Man. And it wasn't, it never was. So it's like, I didn't like that.
They're weird. That's a weird phenomena. There's a lot of weird phenomena, but that's weird.
But he's like grinning. He grins as well, something, doesn't he?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. It's not just a dark shape, is it? It's like a cat. Is that me or you?
Me. We couldn't finish installing updates. Well, it's 3 days and you still can't do it.
Don't you just love computers?
Sure, this laptop works for the council.
It probably does, yeah. Look down tools and pissed off the weekend.
Yeah. It's Friday, I'm going.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I just need to have a quick look. Windows 10 done. Failed to install.
I'm being attacked by something.
Well, there's only 2 updates. It's not installed. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, they'll probably be really important one. That's what my laptop, not the last laptop, the laptop before that used to do.
Right.
And we've installed all these updates, and then it'd leave the critical ones out.
Oh yeah, no, mine was malware, but then that one's gone.
Right.
And it just says something else, OX62 or something. So if in doubt, turn it off.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Can't be bothered with it tonight. Too tired. Mini Moth.
Yeah, that's what I'm being attacked by.
Yeah. So what about these? What are they called? No, you're gonna have to help me.
Right, I can't see in your head.
Not the lizard. There's a little window. Still nothing there.
What's going off in Andy's head? I'm trying to tune in on it.
Praying
mantis men.
Yeah. What's your take on them?
I don't understand them.
Do you think that's another thing where they're letting you see something that you recognise?
Yeah, but why would they choose that? I mean, they're not universal, really, are they? Like, I don't know, sheep or
No idea. Oh, is that what they actually look like?
Possibly. Well, there's all sorts. Isn't there? There's toad men and frog.
Did you
Well,
see that
frog
one of
men
that
sounds.
frog? That frog that I put up, 5 foot frog that's found in that lake in America.
No.
You not see it?
Why
It's
have I
on the
missed
group.
that?
It was about
I'll have to have a
2 or
look.
3 weeks ago. Yeah, it's
I must
legit.
have
I've
missed
seen.
that.
I watched a video to it. It's on YouTube.
It's not that
this
one that runs
giant
across
frog.
that forest path, is it?
No, it's giant frog strung up in a tree.
Oh.
It looks like someone could climb inside it and wear it as a suit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No. Well, no, obviously. That's Simon Parks. Oh, I like Simon Parks.
No,
He believes they are his parent. Oh, yeah.
What, the praying mantis?
Yeah. It's not Simon Parks I'm thinking about, but yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah.
So
Who was that other bloke that I like? I can't remember.
Oh, the sports guy lives in the Isle of Man.
Who? Oh, no, he lives on Isle of Wight.
David Icke.
David Icke. Yeah, I like David Icke.
Seen him
I never
a bit
used
ago
to.
driving around London.
Did you?
Yeah. A little beat up Fiesta. Or
Oh,
Peugeot. Yeah. Definitely him. I pulled up at the side of him.
yeah.
But,
Did you wind your window? Didn't you wind your window down and start interrogating him?
No, I'll give him a day off. But it's one of them, Joe, when you realise it's them and then they go. It was one of them. So, but
yeah, I used to sort of like smirk a bit whenever he said something, and then as time's gone on and I've looked into his stuff and watched all his videos, I'm like,
it
I think
makes
he's
so
onto
much
something.
more sense.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure he's
It
onto
does.
something.
So do you believe as well that aliens walk among us?
Yeah.
And I mean, do you think they shapeshift or they look like us? Or both? Or neither?
I
Both.
believe it could be us.
They could be us.
From like a different time or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, say you go shopping in Tesco or Aldi or wherever, you're walking round. Do you believe that they're... sounds so stupid. It sounds normal in my head. And then I say it and it sounds ridiculous. Do you believe that there are aliens doing the same as what you're doing? That they know they're aliens? And they've either got a mask or a shield on so you can't tell what they are? Or do you not think that?
I think they're shopping, but they're not shopping as we're shopping. They're shopping to look like they're blending in.
Yeah.
That would be my theory.
I believe it's possible, yeah.
Yeah, I just use shopping as an example.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That the things that they're doing, they're not doing them like we're doing. They're doing it to blend in.
Right. Yeah.
To our environment, I think.
Part of our civilization.
Yeah. So they try to look normal.
Yeah. So next question: do you think that we're being farmed by them? Whoever them are. Some strange people in Walmart, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Especially down here. Full of them.
I think it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember what it was, but I see something a while back that some uni student, I think it was in Oxford, come up with something like that to do with their reckon that it could be like a real deal thing. Like we could all be like being farmed and we'd never know about it.
No, that's the thing, you wouldn't. How would you know?
Yeah.
And when you did find out, it's too late. You're sat on their dinner table.
I've just read an interesting book about a woman she started off, she was a student when it started happening in Pembrokeshire. She was being abducted by aliens, but she clearly remembers her and loads of people walking across these fields and going into these big rooms, and she said it was like it was covered in mincemeat, splattered everywhere. And it was just, the way she described it was absolutely horrific. She's cut off contact with her family. She doesn't have any relationships with anybody because she doesn't want them to get affected with all this stuff that she's been going through.
Right.
And she's actually gone off backpacking now, away from England.
Oh, right.
But she said it was like walking through these rooms that were just, the walls and floors were
Just
made
full
of
of
like
meat.
mincemeat.
Like
And then these
an abattoir.
Yeah. Some of the people that have been taken in there, I mean, this is a bit gross, I suppose, but they were like, what's the word? Being raped by like the bottom half of a normal man, but with a robot top kind of thing.
It's like an
And they were
android.
part android, part human. And they were on like this conveyor belt, and these things were just raping one after the other.
But then, do you think that there are human farms? So not necessarily us, as we are who we are, but different parts of the world where they're growing people for that kind of thing that will never see, that would not live a life like what we're living now. They wouldn't go to work or get an education or anything like that. They're just being brought into this world and they're just being used for meat.
Yeah. That won't surprise me.
To be fair, wouldn't surprise me neither.
No.
It's like clones.
Yeah.
It's like clones. Everybody says, "Oh, you know, they'd never clone a human being." How do we know they don't clone human beings?
Of course they have.
You're not telling me that they're going to experiment on a pig and a sheep and not try cloning a human.
Well,
and then obviously
they cloned humans years ago. All the technology that we're given now, the government had at least 50 years prior to us being given it.
Yeah.
I remember, I know it's going a bit off topic a bit, but it's like my sister-in-law phoning me up when mobile phones first come out, and she was telling me that they're making this phone that's going to have a camera on it, and you're going to be able to use it as a computer and listen to music and all that on it. I'm like, what are you even talking about? There's no way they're going to do that. 2 years later, and now look, so, and that was just speculation of what these companies are saying they're going to do. They're going to do it because they already had it. They already have that technology.
They just haven't released it.
No, because they try it for so many years. So it works. They use it for whatever they need it for. Obviously, they're never going to tell us, and then they release it to the public.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We're only given the tip of the iceberg. I don't even think we're given that.
No, I don't either.
We can get a sniff of it. There you go.
Tiny little tidbits.
Yeah. The boys from Brazil. That
yeah,
sounds
just
wrong,
asking
Rich.
what that's about. I've heard about it, but I've heard the name, but I've not seen it.
Yeah. Boys from Bangkok is the next one.
Yeah. Lady boys from Bangkok. I'll go Bangkok with a lady boy.
I've not even heard of that.
Google it. Right, I'll Google it. I've been told now. Rich says I have to Google it. Like I haven't got enough to do.
On your phone that holds a computer.
Yeah, exactly. And a camera.
Yep.
And a calendar. And
listen to music. Oh, my back. Now my back's starting. This chair's done me all right today.
Oh,
don't
even that bloody chair.
Got this chair on Facebook. It's only a tenner, and it's a stool, but it's got a padded cushion. Yes, that'll do. Fits in the gap just right. My back don't half ache.
Yeah.
I've been
you should go for only a tenner, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's what you get for being cheap.
Bargain. It wasn't cheap. It was a bargain. And I had to prize it out of your child's hand.
Yeah, it's giving you arthritis, but never mind.
Yeah. No, the woman that was selling it, her kids didn't want to let it go. So I said, I'll give you money. No. And they were nearly crying because she was selling this chair to me.
Nice.
So I was like, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring it back when I'm done with it. Should have took it back the next day if I'd have known this.
Yeah. I said to your kid, here, you can have it. You'll end up with a twisted spine, but you can have it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Hitler clones.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. But if you look through history, like if you look at Gaddafi, and you look
Saddam
at
Hussein.
Saddam Hussein, they're completely different all the way through their existence on this planet. They are pictures of them are completely different to each other.
Yeah, they reckon the clones are doubles, but you can't get that many doubles.
No, you can't.
I reckon they were cloned. Or whether the original one died or they send the clones out and they get killed. Same like Bin Laden and all that.
Yeah.
All these dictators and world leaders.
Mengele was a twisted bloke.
Was he Russian?
No, he was Hitler's one of Hitler's right hand men.
Oh, was he? Never heard of him.
Joseph Mengele. He was the one that used to do the experiments on the twins.
Oh, I've heard of Goebbels and Goring and all that.
Well, Mengele was the one that did all the.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Did he not get sent over to America when they did? Was it Paperclip? Project Paperclip, something like that.
Not now. Richard would know that.
Angel of Death. Yeah. He was the one that did all the experiments.
I just don't recognise his name.
Yeah. Yeah, Goebbels was more Hitler's right-hand man, I think.
Yeah, he's
Mengele was in charge of all.
Yeah. I remember my mum told me a story, just quickly, about Goebbels and Goring.
Yeah.
So my mum used to work for this woman, and I'm going back to like the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And she said this woman, she was in London, she was working there, she got a taxi, she was getting in this taxi. Anyway, these two blokes went to get in at the same time as her. And they went, oh, sorry. They went, do you mind if we get in with you? We're only going around the corner. So they got in the taxi with her. He's driving round, well, they say around the corner, it's like 5-10 minutes away. Yeah. And he's going past all these big buildings. Anyway, came to light about, less than a year later, it was Goring and Goebbels. They got a taxi, obviously before the war. They got a taxi and was going around London looking at where all the buildings were that was going to drop bombs on.
Oh, nice. Doing a bit of a wrecking.
Yeah. This woman was probably in her 80s, 90s back then.
Yeah.
Obviously, she won't be alive now. But I always remember my mum telling me that because I'd done history for me GCSEs at school, and it was roughly about the same time as that my mum told me.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was like driving around London, incognito. Obviously, no one knew at the point then who they was, and then they came on the news and photos of them and all that. And she went, "Oh my God, that were the two blokes that I was in the taxi with."
God.
Imagine
that.
She
went all up cold.
I know, not knowing. That'd be mental.
Where's the feedback coming? I can hear feedback. Where's it coming from? Who's got a device on?
You?
I haven't got anything on that's got any sound on it.
Well, I've turned my phone off, the laptop's off, I've only got my tablet on, nothing else is connected. I don't know.
Strange.
Well, we're going to end it there anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. 10:30. Been on an hour and a half. That's gone quick.
I know, it always does.
Yeah.
Just a quick one before we go.
Yes.
What about the Mandela Effect? What are your thoughts on that?
You see, that's all very strange. I've had that myself.
I remember that happening when I was in school. I remember the conversation with my best mate Paul about Nelson Mandela dying in prison.
Yeah.
And then, was it 13 years later, it came on the news when Mandela died. I'm like, what, he's died twice?
Yeah.
I couldn't get my head around it. Could not get my head around it. And there's loads of other stuff.
Bears.
I've never heard of them, so I don't know. I
only got the book because when I was a kid, because my auntie lived in America. She was American because she was that side of the family. And I got sent this book, and it's something like Into the Night. And it always scared me because there's a picture in the middle of like the night sky and rooftops. But I always knew it as the Berenstain Bears or something.
Right.
The other name anyway, and it turns out it was never called that. It was called Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
Well, I've still got this book. And when we're up in the attic at some point, I said to Gaz, pass me that box, I want to look through it. And I found the book, and it's actually the spelling that they're saying it is, but I never remember it as that.
No, it's weird, isn't it?
Crazy.
But they reckon it's
Yeah.
the shifting dimensions, don't they? So
Yeah.
some people living in one dimension, some are living in another, and for some reason the two have merged together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a weird one.
But I know a
It
lot
is
of them.
weird.
A lot of them are movie quotes, and it is misconception and mishearing. Like Luke, I'm your father, or
Yeah, you
no,
see.
I am your father.
I remember, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, but it's not. It's no, I am
No, I
your
know.
father. So
There's loads and loads. If you look on the internet, there's absolutely loads
yeah,
of them.
there's hundreds of them. So
And
yeah, I
it does
believe in
make
the
it's like
Mandela Effect.
when Sex in the City first came out, it was Sex in the
Sex
City.
and the City.
And it's supposed to be Sex and the City, and it always has been,
Yeah.
but I don't remember it as that either.
Yeah, and the song lyrics and all that, and they've got the original writings for it, and it's different to what it was ever released.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all this. Well, what we'll do? Should we carry on this
Mind-blowing.
next week? The
Yes.
Mandela Effect.
We can
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Come up with some examples.
I'll get some notes. Give me something to do this week because I'm getting bored of working all the time. Don't get paid enough.
Yeah, let's not bother with work then.
Yeah, I'll get some notes and I'll get some examples and see what we can find. And you lot listening in YouTube world, if you want to get some stuff as well, help us out a bit.
Yeah. Fetch some of your own next week and we'll go through them.
What do you reckon if we come on an hour early next Friday? Come on at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. I think 8 o'clock because Paul's not doing them at the moment, is he? Paul
No,
Sinclair.
he's busy. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do 8 o'clock, and then it's not going to bed too late.
Yeah.
Obviously, the missus got to get up for work. Is that our homework? Yes,
it is, Nelly. You've got homework.
Yes, you have homework. So anything that you know related to the Mandela Effect,
or anything you can find out, even the most obscure ones, they'd be good.
Yeah. Like stuff that time's forgotten.
Yeah.
Things like
or
that.
we've forgotten.
Yeah. But I know a lot of them are like adverts and movie quotes, song lyrics, there's a few that are song titles.
Yeah. And they keep finding them every few months as well. You'll find a new list that's come up.
But then when they go back to look for it, they can never find the original.
No.
So because of if it is a dimensional shift, has that been erased because that bit of the dimension has crossed over and now doesn't exist? It exists as something else, or does it not exist because it was never that in the first place?
See, there's the question.
Yes. Yeah.
Strange one.
You can all think about that for the next week now.
Yeah. And there will be an exam.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Was Kit Kat, yeah. Literally, and like, it usually has that little hyphen in the middle, Kit Kat, yeah. And then the rest in there, and I'm like, hold on, I've eaten them all my life. It's like my best chocolate bar. It's definitely
mine as well.
Yeah, and it's like it's not there.
It was always there.
But that's the thing. Is it now not there because of the shifting dimensions, the shifting time, so it now does not exist?
See, I'm not going to sleep tonight now.
It's all right. I'll be awake at 4:04.
Yeah, well, don't ring me.
Oh, right. So on that note, I'm going to go because I've got like 5.5 hours before I wake up or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we'll do Mandela Effect next week.
Yeah.
So you lot out there and listening, commenting world,
get your facts checked.
Yeah, do some homework. Save us keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because we do so much, don't we?
Give us
behind the scenes. We do so much during the day.
Well, I do, but Andy's driving a lot.
So I'm driving, leaving voice notes every 20 seconds when I pass somewhere. Oh, I've just passed this place. Can you write it down? Oh, I've just passed this place. And you
Look
can
at
park
this, like 20
outside.
seconds of waffling for like 6 times.
And then
in
I'll get,
10 minutes.
you can't go there. It's locked between 8 and 10. It doesn't matter. We can climb over the wall. Don't worry about it.
There's a gap. There's a gap in the fence.
So
We'll get through.
we do so much homework and research for locations and everything else. It's just non-stop. It is 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's not like we don't do anything.
No.
We probably do more research and everything than actual. I do more research than I do actual work at work.
Yeah.
Work don't realise they pay me to go out and research.
Fabulous. I hope nobody's watching from work on here.
Don't tell them. No. Yeah, so they give me a van to drive around different places. Think, yeah, we can go there. Do stay over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks all right. Take a couple of photos.
Andy's recce van.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Nelly.
Yes, thank you. But we do need to go over to Wales soon as well. Like, I was over in Great Melbourne today. That is so nice around there, and there's loads of places that we can go to. But that's going to be a day and night. That's going to be full day, full night, and then next day as well. So we're not lazy really.
No.
Not all of us. Only the ones that aren't here now.
Say nothing.
Hey, who watches
I know
this?
nothing.
Yeah. Right. So I'm definitely going now.
Yeah.
So see you all next week if we don't speak to you before. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie, for coming on and joining
Thank you,
the team.
Jamie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah, for doing what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shadow Man, Justine the doorway.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. I'll just
see you all.
Block him out.
See you all next week. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
Bye. Right, Jamie, don't go.